Hey everybody, how we doing today? I am doing really good. I have been working on some projects, getting some things finally put together that I wanted to get together. Over the years, I've been doing some videos about pop culture magic and where we combined witchcraft with pop culture concepts and we test them out and see if they work. And I have finally been able to get some stuff put together. Um, and I'm pretty happy about it. But first, we all know about the Firthmark. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. The Norse or Viking rune set. I've always wanted one. I have tried to do what everybody else has done, and that is getting out the little slices of wood and try to paint the runes on there. And I just was never really pleased with what I was creating. And so I've been thinking about ordering the stones. I don't like the stones idea because, they're not as practical. Because, they're in a small bag, they're heavy, and they're small themselves. And so that wasn't working for me. I wanted something a little bit better, more workable. And so I was going through my search engines trying to find some images for cards and all that. And I actually come across the Viking Norse rune set fonts. And I'm just going, I got cards and there are the fonts. Let's make them. And so I did. I got all of them, as you can see right here. I'll try to get these a little bit closer and try to work around the not having the glare. Okay. And these are should be showing up backwards. Okay. And so I have now the complete rune set on cards. Ooh, that picture turned out even better right there. Wow. There, the same. So now I got them in the protective sleeves, and I'm using sleeves from Magic the Gathering. It kind of fits, But so now I have this project completed. I now have my rune set that I've always wanted. But back to the pop culture. I've been working on improving my defenses around my house and around people that I care about. And so I have been working on egregores, which are thought forms. These also are called servitors or minions. It is when you create an entity for a specific purpose. Okay, like my better half, she has several minions that she uses for her self-protection. And so I'm kind of working on the same thing, but I'm wanting to use pop culture items because there is energy in the imagery. There are people that know what certain characters are because they're very popular in whatever IP they were part of. So what I've been working on is making my Yu-Gi-Oh! Servitors. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still very popular, and it is amazing how some of the original monsters from this, are still very well known. So, what have I been doing? Alright. Right here is the monster known as Summoned Skull. Very popular, and yes, it is an actual card. Now, these cards, of course, they cost money, and I don't want to ruin some of these, so I have created my own variants. Let's see if I can get that reflection right. Nope. Anyway, this is my version. You can see how this area is blank, but on this card there's writing there. And also, back is empty. Okay. So, I have also created cards like this. Alright, I have a line where I put the name of the servitor. I add the details like name because the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. The stronger the servitor or egregore minion is. So I have a specific sigil that I have created that I put on all of my egregores. This, is, what they are, what this sigil's for. It's for egregore creation. And then I have some lines here where I can write about my servitor egregore. Okay? So, I would take this card, I'd fill it out, I would take some good old glue, and then I have these copper discs. Okay? These are they're the size of pennies, basically. You can even use a penny if you want to, but I spent money for pure copper. And then you put the copper in the middle of the card, and you'd have your glue on there so it'd stay on there. And then you put your creature, your monster, and all that right on top. Since these are identical cards, shape and size wise, you can then tape them together. What I have to do is I got protective sleeves, just like for people that do the Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and all that. And I would slide them into the sleeve. Now, the whole reason why I'm doing this is because you have glue that needs to set, and you want the cards to stay together. So, like this one right here, this is a completed one. And so I have a card with the copper disc in it, well, two cards with a copper disc in between glued together, and they are setting right now. And then what I will do is during the next, well, it depends on what I want them to do. Now, this one, the Summoned Skull, is kind of a darker entity. It is a protection. It is a banisher. So on the new moon, not the full moon, when it's the dark moon, I will have him out and I will have him energizing. Okay, because his whole purpose is to banish, to absorb, to take away. Alright, that's what his protective thing's going to be. Now, so that's just one card. I got some of the other cards I'm going to be working with, and there are some very interesting cards. This is one of the things I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that they have a lot of interesting cards, because I know you might not be able to see this one. This is Servant Skull. It's kind of like a lower minion of Summoned Skull. I don't know how the hierarchy works all together. Okay, Skull Serpent, sorry. And I will be creating a card out of this one as well as part of the defenses. This is someone that does something else as well. Another one I've created, don't know if you can see it, but there again, blank background. This is Dark Magician Girl. Every guy I know loves Dark Magician Girl because she is scantily dressed, so there's a lot of hormones in that energy, and so I believe that I can harness some of this energy that's connected to Dark Magician Girl and have this in my defensive line and protecting my house. Okay. But the nice thing about this is this game has, this is a combat game. And so they have offensive and defensive. Two of the other cards I'm going to do because I think they're just interesting. Of course, I got to do this one. This is Celtic Guardian. I am Scotch, Irish, Welsh by heritage, and so the Celtic part just yells at me. And then this one is called, there we go, Rogue Doll. So I'm kind of picturing this to be kind of like a puppet type thing. And so I'm going to be making a card about that. Some of the other interesting cards in here is, I'm going to do these right here. We got a block attack. Could you think about it. Put this out in your defenses so that the sole purpose is it blocks the attack. If you piss off a witch by accident, or you're going after somebody that's doing some stupid stuff to your friends and family, protect yourself also by having a block attack card out there. I thought that was pretty cool. Then they have trap cards, and I hope that you can see this one. Alright, there we go. That's about the best I can get. Magic Jammer. Again, this is like block attack. You are preventing somebody's magic from getting through. And so the same thing on creating the Summon Skull card that I have. You take a spell background, you fill that out, you put your incantation on there, you take your copper disc and then you glue it to like this card or a printed version of this card, and then you can put that like in a windowsill, and so that if somebody tries to send magic your way, you're jamming it, you're blocking it at the window. And then the final one, now this one, some people will think it's cool, some are going to say yeah, whatever, but I'll try to get this in. Yep, that's about the best I'm going to get. Divine Wrath. Now, Divine Wrath, of course, we're talking about a deity strike. Many of us witches, pagans, we are polytheists. We believe in many gods. Even if you're Wiccan, a lot of you have the matron god of like Caradwin, Hecate, and that. Well, just think about that. You have a card that's going to harness divine energies, and you have Caradwin as your matron. Wouldn't that be the perfect 1-2 punch for somebody? If somebody attacks you, then all of a sudden, here's your defense, and you can somehow work out a divine attack by Caradwin. Okay. I guess this takes a lot of belief, and I have no intentions of ever needing these. I've been trying to stay pretty level-headed and working on projects and all that, but it's nice to have defenses. I have a 10-mile perimeter around my house, and I just always like to add a little bit here and there, and this is how I'm going to test out this theory about pop culture magic and using these cards. One of the things about the cards, I'm talking about some of these cards, like Summon Skull, have a 10+ year history where people have loved the card. Well, also with that artwork that's very well known, you get to visualize your minion, your servitor, your egregore, and which aids in the creation. And so if you use this combination with your standard rituals that you use for egregore creation, then you should be able to create one that's just a little bit better, a little bit stronger, and we're going to see how this all works out. So I'm mumbled on long enough about this. I'm just very happy with everything that I'm getting done. I want to wish everybody to take care, be at peace, and I'll see you on the next video.